We live? All right. Good. What are you doing? Is that kid? Why is kid on here? Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I'll talk to Christian. So, we got to get Ked off of here because I think he kicked off Evan. So, hold on. All right. All right, Christian. I guess me and you will talk until we get Evan back on. You just saw Evan? Okay, Evan's back. All right, cool. So we can go back to 3. All right, cool.
I got kicked off.
Yeah, Coach
Yeah, he
Ked
kicked me off.
Yeah, Coach Ked logged on too early. He wasn't paying attention to what was going on. So, but yeah, all right. So, guys, we're going to pick back up. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but we're back. But yeah, we're going to pick back up. We were just talking about, what you're looking forward to coming this school year, whether it's, class, if you guys are in any clubs or any other extracurricular activities outside of baseball, or maybe it's just baseball. So what are you guys looking forward to going into your junior year of school?
You want me to start? I'll start.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter.
Um, I mean, baseball and school. I mean, classes. I mean, that's about it. That's all I do. I mean, I did wrestling,
Oh, you
but
wrestle as
I'm
well?
not doing it no more.
Oh,
I
okay.
I did last year, but I don't think I'm doing it.
Okay. Nice. What about you, Christian?
Uh, well, this year, the beginning of the school year, for sure, the student section. I love the student section. That's a big thing at our school. And then I'm gonna have to go with just, um, I guess, just learning new stuff in class. I guess, but uh, and then obviously baseball with all of our 4-on-1s that'll be towards the beginning of the year, and then just that's really it.
Nice. What classes are you guys taking this year?
I think I'm taking. Um, I don't even know. U.S. history. I know. Um, trigonometry or whatever, however you say it.
Trigonometry.
Yeah. I'm not looking for it. I'm not looking for that class.
Yeah. It's that's a tough one. That's a tough class. What about you, Christian? What classes are you taking?
I'll have to change your mind a little bit around, but I'll have work-based learning, which is like our work, like I don't know if y'all know what that is, but I'll definitely have that. I know my first period is U.S. history. I'm dual enrolling at North Georgia Technical College,
Okay,
and
nice.
then I want to say it's pre-calc, maybe second period, and that's about all. I know I have weight training, probably get it 0 period. That's about all I know, really.
Did you say 0 period?
Yeah, it's
What does that mean? I've never heard of that in my
so
life.
out of zero,
See,
zero
like,
period out of school, it's like for athletes that can't really like in their schedule they can't have um like weight training during the day because they have work-based learning or
got you,
something like
got you.
that. So an athlete or something will go before school and like just I forgot what time it starts, but they'll just work out instead of during the day. Go then.
Oh, that's actually pretty cool. I kind of wish they would have had that when
Mm.
I was in school. But yeah. All right, so guys, let's get into like the home run derby. So did y'all both see the list of who was competing in the home run derby? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we
sir.
got to get your predictions on who you guys think is going to win, or who do you just want to see do good as well. So first, who do you want to win? Let's start with Evan.
JT Barkley. He's gonna win it
Okay,
all.
big dog and teammate, right? So yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. What about you, Christian?
And
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
who I want to see hit home runs is Chandler Aguirre.
Yeah, I definitely want to see him hit a few for sure. I'm rooting for him. All right. What about you, Christian?
Well, personally, I got my boy Finley Ward, uh, hometown. Me and him growing up together forever, and we play on the same high school team, same travel ball team. He's a dog, dude. There's no stopping him
Yeah, I
for
gotta
sure.
want to love to see your friends, especially not
Oh
just
yeah,
a teammate, but a longtime friend, almost like a brother, essentially. You always want to see them win. I always want to see them win.
oh
So
yeah,
um,
yes sir.
no, that's cool. So I got a few more things before I let you go. Let you guys go. What do you like in like? What's your ideal coach? This is a question that I wanted to ask, and you don't have to say like describe your coach on the Coastal Stars, but what do you look for in a coach? Because not this will not only help your coach now, but also any coach that's in our organization. So I think it's a good question for you guys to answer. We'll start with
Um,
Christian or Evan. Good.
uh,
I,
um, I don't really know. Like a just a good like coach that knows good knowledge about baseball, but also can like humor and everything. Just like have fun, but can be serious.
I like it. All right, Christian.
yeah, for sure. Honestly, just heads up. I love the coastal coaches. I mean, Justin, Coach Trent, Coach Kev, all of y'all. I think they're all really good role models for all the boys in this organization. But what I personally look for in a coach is I want my coach to one be hard on me and to set like not boundaries but goals for me and lead me not in just the right direction for my baseball career, but um, as a man for the future also. So definitely want him to have some baseball knowledge and push me to my limits and yeah, lead me to be a better man for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, I got one more question, but before we get to that, I just want everybody to know that we are actually gathering all your questions. So if you have any questions for me or any of the other coaches, Coach Ked and Coach Justin, they're going to be on in just a minute. But if you have any questions for us, we're going to do a Q&A for everybody that's down in the chat, and we will be answering all of your questions then, and we'll pop them up on the screen. Also, doing a big jersey reveal. So we'll reveal the all-star jerseys that will be worn by the players that made the all-star team. So big moment that'll come right before that Q&A. So you're going to want to stick around for that. So back to Christian and Evan. So what do you guys like? I know Christian, you just kind of alluded to it, but what do you guys like about playing with the Coastal Stars?
I like y'all make everybody feel. I mean, I just came to this team this year, and I feel like I know everybody, good friends with everybody. Everybody's just friendly.
Okay, Christian?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody very welcoming, and I know this organization really blew up this year, and we competed like all the teams, and that's hard to do and hard to lead these boys into doing that. And but I totally forgot the question. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, just what do you like about the Coastal Stars in general?
Oh yeah. My bad. But like I said, I love the coaches, and uh, I think the jerseys are pretty cool. I love the white ones personally. Um, uh, I also one of the big things about this organization is when I was little, um, we'd have tournaments Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, 2 day tournaments, and all this, and I'd always have to miss church. But this is the first organization I've ever been with that actually sets aside time to on a Sunday or Saturday if we need to. If I'm missing church that Sunday, Coach Justin or anyone that is leading a Sunday devotional that day, that just goes kind of with guiding these boys on our team. But that's a really big thing for me, having a coach that's very strong in his faith and leads us in the right direction also.
I like that. Amen to that. Guys, thank you for coming on. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. We're going to be right back. We're going to take about a 5-minute break, make sure we got all the technical difficulties worked out, and allow Justin and Coach Ked to come on. But again, Evan, Christian, thank you guys. You can catch these guys Sunday. They'll both be playing live at 7 o'clock in the All-Star game. We're going to be streaming that live, so you're not going to want to miss that. But just stay with us. We'll be right back.
Quality. I could go all night long, singing to every song. I know you love it when I work it. I could go all night long, singing to every song. I know you love it when I work it. I know I'm in your head. I know I'm in your head. But she's laying in your bed. I bet you wish I was there instead. I know I'm in your head. I know I'm in your head.
Get them off us. I'm 24/7 in the office. Pay attention cause I ain't repeating offers. Yeah, never met a man I've been scared of. Careful, you gon' get exactly what you asked for. Here for whatever you bring me getting handled. I answer to no one, I don't need to hassle. Yeah, we ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Never fall back. We ain't never fall back. Hold our ground where we at. Yeah. No lies, all facts. You can find me right where I'm at. We ain't never fall back. We ain't never fall back. Yeah. We ain't never fall back.
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game.
Swung on a miss. See what the kid feels about the old number one.
What's up, guys? We are back. Welcome. Make sure that we got 3 coaches, 2 which may be the all-star coaches. Britton, we will see. We will see. We haven't. Well, actually, Coach Justin can maybe answer that question a little bit later on. But how you guys doing? Welcome, Coach Ked. Welcome, Coach Justin.
What up? What up?
Yes, sir.
What's going
yes,
on?
Sir. So we have a lot to talk about. We're going to get straight into the home run derby. So we have Bo Greer, Carter Stokes, Grady Perkins, Parker Landrum, Travis LaFontaine, Taven Harden, Alexander Malcolm, Brady Preston, Quentin Peterson, JT Barkley, Jackson Jenkins, Finley Ward, Nathan Newkirk, Nathan Worsham, Britton Baggerly, Chandler Aguirre, KP Andrews, Jonathan Coleman, and Tyrese Robinson, all competing in our 2024 Coastal Stars Home Run Derby live from Mercer University. How are you guys feeling? What are your guys' kind of expectations going into it?
Go ahead, Kid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna play the favor, knowing that Mercer plays short and right field with my lefties. Even though I think a lot of guys, I can speak for my team themselves because I've seen them grow and smash baseballs all summer. Guys who have put hard swings on the ball like Jackson Jenkins, Jonathan Coleman, Britton Baggerly, even those guys putting backside balls off the wall to right field. But at the end of the day, I think I'm going to favor the lefties. So maybe even Tyrese. I think you said KP in there. Those guys, I think, got a good shot.
Oh yeah. Now, like I was just telling Coach Justin, I did have a graphic because we had our picks, but we'll make sure that it's working for the live at I think it's Clyde Smith Stadium on Saturday around 5:30. We will start our coverage of the home run derby. But Coach Justin, who are some of the guys that you are looking forward to seeing, and who do you see winning this whole thing?
Man, I like what Ked said. It does play well for the lefties. Mercer, the ball kind of flies to right field. But my picks to click, I think I've got 3. I've got my guy JT Barkley, came in second place in the Derby last year at Kennesaw State. I remember him hitting balls on top of the building at Kennesaw, so he's going to be a player to watch. Tyrese Robinson, I think, is a clear favorite. He hit a homer at Mercer when we were playing there for Coach Ked's team, so hard not to pick him. And Josh, who was my third one? I don't remember.
It was Quentin Peterson. Can you see it on the screen?
That's right. Yep. Quentin Peterson. He's got juice. Young guy, but he can definitely run the ball out of the yard. So those are my 3 guys. I'm looking forward. Those are kind of my picks to click, but some names on there that I'd love to see find some barrels would be my guy Travis LaFontaine and Bo Greer. Both of those guys combined, #PO Power. And this is really funny because I don't make this list. Like, we're going off of who the players and the fans want to see. And you guys should have seen me laughing the first time I saw the results. Bo Greer, Travis LaFontaine, the players, their teammates, they want to see him hit. So those are 2 guys who are going to be fun to watch as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt. And as we get into mine, I had basically we're basically identical. We had JT and Tyrese going. I just made this power metric called Juice, and I think Tyrese is ranked 3rd, even though his average isn't as high as a lot of other guys, and that's probably partly due to the number of at bats. He still has a whole tournament to go, but like you said, he hit a home run at Mercer. Guy's got a lot of juice, big guy, sweet lefty swing, and when he gets into a rhythm, finding barrels. He's going to be hard to stop. But then on the other side, like you said, JT kind of put on a show last year. I think he made it to the Final Four or maybe the Final Two. Wasn't he in the showdown with Trey Power last year? Wasn't it him? So JT got experience in the home run derby. He'll be ready for the moment, I think. And I think Mercer's going to be a little bit easier for him to, juice a couple balls out. But the other guy that I had that I thought can make some noise is Nathan Newkirk, because I've thrown BP to this guy the last 2 years. And when, he gets locked in, he's gonna make the ball fly. So I think he could be a sleeper pick. And as you see, quality of bats all years. Carries, higher than, JT and Tyrese. I think he's got one of the highest carry ratings in the whole organization. So I think he's going to make some noise for sure. So those are kind of my picks. So how is this home run derby going to go down, Justin? Tell us the format, because, MLB's doing this time limit thing. They used to do outs. So how are the Coastal Stars going to run this thing?
Yeah, so last year, what we did, and Ked and Josh, if I if I get anything wrong, you guys correct me. But we did 2 rounds. Everybody gets 10 outs, which means you get 10 swings. If the ball leaves the yard, it doesn't count as an out. So you get 10 outs to work with. And what we did, I think we took the top 3 guys, and they went on to the final round. So they got 2 rounds of 10. So that's what we did last year. This year, what I'm thinking we're probably going to do is the same exact thing for round 1. Every hitter is going to get 10 outs. So the top 3 guys who move on to that final round, instead of 10 swings, because what happened last year was the guys were gassed. They got tired because it's hot and it's their second round after playing a couple games earlier in the day. So they're gassed. So that second round, what we're going to do, I think, is 5 outs instead of 10. And whoever has the third most home runs will go first in the final round, and then whoever is in second place will go second, and then the person who came in first place is going to go last. And what I think we're probably going to do, and we haven't finalized this, but we're going to take whoever hits the most total home runs over both rounds combined is what I'd like to see. The guy who hits the most homers, I think, should be the winner. So that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do the time thing, just because that can get sloppy. 2 minutes is a long time to watch POs hit ground balls to short.
No, that without a doubt. So no, I think that's an interesting twist there with the total accumulated home runs versus the head to head per round. That might cause an interesting twist and maybe even a little controversy at the end of this whole thing. So we will have to see. Ked, what do you feel about these new rules?
No, I like it. Like that last year, you could tell the guys were getting gassed late into the second round. I think even narrowing it down to 5 outs will allow them to concentrate more, knowing they don't have enough. Maybe lock in a little bit more and sneak a couple more across the fence. So hopefully it'll lead to a little bit more home runs, a little less fatigue, and guys can hit some bombs.
No, without a doubt. I love it. So let's get into this all-star game. So home run derby at 5 o'clock or so. We're going to start the bunt derby actually at 5. So before we get into the all-star game, let's back it up a little bit. Tell them about the bunt derby, why we do it every year, and who's going to be participating in that as well.
Yeah, good question. So the bunt derby, I love the bunt derby. I've said this story before, probably to my team and maybe to most of our teams, but if you can bunt, it helps you in your career. When I was in college, I got the starting spot at shortstop as a freshman because I was good defensively. Started in the bottom of the order, and my coach quickly realized that I could handle the bat. I could bunt, and I could hit and run, and that's how I got to be, at the top of the lineup, is because I could handle the bat. So a lot of kids don't, nobody glamorizes bunting, right? Nobody's like, man, that kid's a good bunter. I want to be like him one day, right? But at the end of the day, it makes you a better baseball player, and we want everyone to participate in All-Star Weekend. So any player can be in the bunt derby. I don't care if you're a first baseman, a PO, doesn't matter. If you can get the bunts down into those grids and get the most points, you're going to be the winner. So what we're probably going to do, similar to the home run derby, is have whoever wants to go. I think we're going to do 5 pitches, and you get 5 opportunities to get the bunts down. We're going to have a grid set up on the field with lines or cones that indicate different points, and wherever your ball lands on those grids, that's how many points you get. So the top 3 guys, points-wise, will move on to the final round, and then winner take all in that final round is probably what we're going to do. So anybody can participate in the bunt derby. It's always fun. It's always exciting to see where the bunts end up, and anybody could win it. Got to get the bunts down.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So let's get into the All-Star
Out of
game.
this. See what the kid feels about the old number 1.
Fight for the algorithm.
Tyler just told me that Tyler and I just texted me. He said, "I'm definitely winning the bunt derby." You said, "I am winning the bunt derby." That is hilarious.
Fundamentals, Tyler. Love it.
And he also texted me his question because I guess YouTube has restrictions for something. So I will answer his question later. But yeah, so we got this All-Star game going on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. So who are your players to watch in that? We got Team Coastal going against Team Stars. So who are your players to watch in that event?
Go ahead, Ked.
I want some pitcher myself, but I'm not there to watch no hitters and perfect games. So that is also contributing in home run derby or has pop that is now in the All-Star game. Guys like Tyrese and Newkirk and Landrum and all those guys. I'm naming upperclassmen because I've seen them the most. Even some of the younger classmen, JT Barkley, all those guys, they've got some pop too, and I've seen them swing it well. So I want to see some extra base hits, balls driven. I mean, we'll reward small ball in the bunt derby. This one, I want to see some hard hit baseballs.
Okay. I see where your head's at. Okay, Justin.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. The cool thing about the All-Star game, man, is it brings the kids together from different age groups. And that's one of the things, I think Evan was saying it. And shout out to my guys, Evan and Christian, for hopping on the podcast tonight. Those guys did a good job. It's not easy to answer these questions, especially when we have technical difficulties. So shout out to those 2 guys. Great job answering those questions. They did well. But I love seeing the younger guys get in with the older guys. You know, we're probably going to have some of the older guys be, you know, the pitchers for this game. So some of those rising, you know, 9th and 10th graders are going to get to face the 11th and 12th graders, which is kind of cool. But a couple names that kind of stand out to me, Jace Gossett from your team, Josh. I know he had a monster weekend a couple weekends ago, has been leading your team in a lot of stats offensively. So he's a guy I'm excited to watch. Man, there's just lots of good names on here. You know, across the board, all these guys had great seasons, and that's kind of why they got the votes, you know. So all the guys on the All-Star teams, I'm looking forward to seeing. So it's always fun.
Oh yeah. And so we can break this thing down by stats. So I have some players to watch, top 3 players statistically from each team. So you are looking at, for Team Coastal, you'll see the top 3 players. You got Nathan Newkirk, 333 batting average, 60% quality at bats, 79 carry. You got Nathan Worsham, who is on Trent's 27 Premier team, who tore it up. 296, just shy of 300, but 57% quality at bats, and he hit a lot of extra base hits, which is why he's rated so high and one of the players to watch. And then our guy Quentin Peterson, big guy. You'll see him in the home run derby, but 379, just a pure hitter, 55% quality at bat, 65% carry. And then as we work our way to the team stars, you'll see Parker Landrum, of course, leading the whole program in batting average, 448, 58% quality at bats, almost 80 carry, which is just astronomical. You mentioned Jace Gossett, who played for me. I saw this kid just ball out from point A to point Z, tournament to tournament. He just shows up. He gives good at bats, just even killed all the time. 65% quality at bats, as you see there. And then our guy, JT Barkley, who not only holds it down defensively, but swings it very, very well. 324 batting average, 62% quality at bats, and that 73% carry, or 73 carry rating is, I mean, we got some guys, and there's no shortage of guys, right under them that could have easily filled in these spots as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, seeing balls, banged all over the park. I think this is our best year as far as power across the board. And so I'm ready to see a show. So really looking forward to what we got going into the game. Do y'all have anything else in regards to, the All-Star game?
Yeah, I got a couple things. First off, Ked, I know with the technical difficulties, our schedule got pushed back a little bit. Do you need to hop off?
No, you're good. Let's do it.
All right.
Okay, cool. A couple things I want to talk about. Let's go back to the home run derby for a minute. Eli Griffith hopped in the chat, asked a good question. Do I get to shag for the home run derby? Eli, as a matter of fact, you do. So one of the cool rules that we love to do for the home run derby is anybody that robs a home run, not only does that home run not count for the hitter, but the guy who robbed it gets a free wood bat as well. So both the bunt derby and the home run derby guys, they're going to win a free wood bat, new wood bat. And if anybody robs a home run, we're going to give that guy a free wood bat. Diego Jackson.
Yeah, I was about to say that exact Jackson, scenario.
Yeah. He did it a couple years ago at Mercer. He robbed a home run. I can't remember who hit it. Maybe Matthew Thigpen.
It was Matthew Thigpen. Yep.
Yeah.
We were on the call, and that actually made it into the home run derby video where Matthew's just going crazy, and it's such a shame when you hit one in the home run derby because it's already hard enough, only being in high school. Of course, we're using juice bats, but we're playing on college fields. Like you got to really hit one to get it out, and to see somebody go up and rob your home run and for it not to count that's got to hurt a little bit. But, Matthew Thigpen, just an absolute dog, pulled through, hit a couple home runs after that. So go ahead, Justin.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. So, Eli, you definitely do get to shag, and I encourage all the players to stick around and shag afterwards. Not only do you get to watch the home runs, hopefully we hit a bunch, but you can also win a free wood bat if you rob one. So that's always a blast too. So that's super entertaining. And some people might enjoy home run robberies more than they enjoy watching home runs get hit. So
oh yeah. So I got an interesting comparison that I was gonna put up, but like I said, my graphics weren't working. But I got it right here for you guys, and this is the comparison of Team Coastal versus Team Stars. So the carry rating is basically the same. It's literally a hundredth of a difference, right? But as you see, as far as where players are rated in the organization, which is basically what profit is, because my own personal stat, Team Coastal has a slight edge, but not by much. They're right there neck and neck. So what are you guys thinking? Like, what's like a good score prediction? I know Justin, you have the rosters pulled up. But what are you thinking the score is going to look like? Do you think it's going to be more of a pitcher's duel? Because we had a pitcher's duel, I think, in our first All-Star game. And then I think maybe last year we had some runs that got scored. So how do you think this game is going to go?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think last year the pitchers did really well. I remember Aiden New pitched really well.
Yes.
I think he might have been one of the starters. He threw a good game. And I think Trey Power was throwing for the other team. And so that was a good pitching game. I want to say the scores in that game were low. But 2 years ago when we were back at Mercer, I remember a fly ball was dropped in left field. I won't say the name. But we had a fly ball dropped, and I think that scored a few runs. So I think 2 years ago the runs were up. But, yeah, man, it's just going to be hard to say. It really is. I think we've got some of our best pitchers who are going to be available to pitch, and we've also got our best hitters going. So across all age groups, it's going to be an interesting matchup, exciting stuff to watch. I honestly don't know. I'd love to see a pitcher's duel because then it comes down to who's going to get the clutch hit. Two outs, runners in scoring position type hits.
Yeah, I just want a good game. We're going to have I'm not sure who's going to call the game. I know that I'm going to be part of the team that calls the game. But I just want to put on a show for the fans. It's been a great season. I know, Ked, your team still has, one more tournament, but for the rest of the guys and the rest of the teams, this is their last hurrah for the summer. So I wanted to really, end the summer with a bang and a really well-played match on both sides. And let's just see who comes out on top. Justin, do we have any insight? I know we haven't even discussed this in our group message, but do we have any insight on who the coaches will be?
That's a good question. Who was that? Bags in the chat?
I believe so.
That was Bags. Good question, Bags. We might have a poll or something in the player group chat to figure that out. We hadn't really decided what teams or what coaches are going to be coaching the teams. So I don't know yet. Who do the players want? Maybe we'll have a poll and see who the players want.
We could probably make a poll. Well, I don't know. There's not enough players in the probably in the chat right now, but we should have done that. We should have said, hey, everybody tune in. We're gonna see who's gonna be the coaches. But yeah, no, I'm down for that. Obviously, I'm excluded from that because I will be unless you want me to hit buttons and coach third all at the same time. I'm sure.
Yeah, Eli Griffith says Coach John should be a coach.
Okay.
Good suggestion there. He'll probably be helping one of the two teams. I know Coach John in the player group chat said I think he was for Team Coastal. I don't know what kind of beef he's got with Team Stars, but he was, he was Team Coastal.
That's crazy. He's already claiming allegiance. So that's
he's picked this side already.
Very, very interesting tactic. Very, very interesting tactic. But yeah, all good stuff. We're about to get into and go through and answer your questions. But before we do that, we're going to get into this jersey reveal. So what are the jerseys going to look like for 2024 Coastal Stars All-Star Game? Here they are. So Team Coastal is going to be sporting this look. I think this is just fresh to death. And then we got the inverse of that. The Team Stars going to be supporting this nice gradient look. I'm going to try to get both of them on the screen there. But yeah, this is what we got for you guys who made the All-Star teams. Y'all will be rocking these, and y'all will be able to keep these as well. So these jerseys are not just a one and turn them back in, but you get to wear it and keep it forever. So great job, Coach Justin, with the design of these jerseys. I can't wait to see these, live on the field, especially at Mercer. Beautiful park out there, beautiful atmosphere. So we're going to have a lot of fun. But yeah, those are the jerseys. Hope you guys like them. Just another token of our, appreciation and just something cool that we like to do for you guys to, keep everything fresh. But yeah, let's get into our question and answer.
Josh, I got something I wanted to ask you.
All right. Go ahead, ask me.
So you mentioned this, and I haven't put this out there for the fans yet and for all the parents and players, but we will be streaming live. Is it going to be on YouTube or Facebook, the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game? Talk to everybody a little bit about that.
Yes, so we're going to be streaming both the Derby and the Derby and the All-Star Game live. So the Derby will be, if you've been paying attention to the clicker or the ticker, the Derby will take place at 5:15. We'll start our coverage right in the middle of the Bunt Derby. And then on Sunday, we'll start our coverage at around 6:45, right before our All-Star Game. Now, as far as where we're going to stream them, the past 2 years, we have streamed it on the Coastal Stars Facebook. I think what I'm going to do, though, this year is stream it to YouTube, though, because it's going to be easier for people to watch. It's just a more seamless experience, and we'll also be able to more easily put up live comments of people who tune into the game, which is something that I want to be able to do as well this year. So that is the plan. It's going to be on YouTube. It'll either be, it's probably not going to be on this channel because I've been meaning to make a new channel specifically for, the sport podcast and different things that I do. So I think that's going to be the first thing on that new channel. But I will have all of that information and links sent out by tomorrow afternoon before we get into All-Star Weekend on Saturday. So that is the plan.
Nice. Good deal. Also, I got a question for both Coach Ked and Coach Josh, and for any players or coaches who are listening. Okay. One of the things I wanted to do for the entire weekend is I want to have player performance bounties. Okay, so what that means is for pitchers, for example, and this is just an example, I haven't decided yet what we're going to do. But if a pitcher strikes out the side, or if a pitcher has an immaculate inning, strikes out the side on 9 pitches, I want to have some gear. I want to have, whether it's, a rosin bag for the pitchers or an arm sleeve or Jaeger bands, I want to have some gear and some prizes for guys who ball out. So some incentives. So maybe if you hit a homer in any of the games this weekend, boom, you get a new Evo Shield elbow guard, or you get a new sliding mitt. So my question for the coaches is, what should those player performance bounties be? And for the players, what kind of prizes do you guys want? Do we want Evo Shields? Do we want batting gloves? Do we want arm sleeves? Do we want Jaeger bands? I'm going to go pick up some stuff because I want to have some stuff available, and I want to encourage the players to play hard regardless of who we're playing against and regardless of the setting, because that's how I want my players to play at all times. So that's my questions. What should they be, and what should the prizes be?
Well, I have one for sure for stolen bases. If somebody can pull off, we'll call it the Ricky Henderson, like I mentioned earlier with the guys. If they can get 4 stolen bases in a single game, and that's like true stolen bases, so no pass ball, no wild pitch, and we'll even make it to where the catcher, he can't have to dig the ball. Like, it has to be like a true stolen base. He has to catch it. Yeah. If they can get 4 in one game, I think we give them, one of those, oven mitts, that all the players are wearing nowadays. I think that would be a pretty cool little token to give out there. Do you have anything, Ked?
I think an immaculate inning would be spot on. I think that's something a pitcher can complete, but it's also challenging. Maybe even a bounty for a pitcher. I think something that we've struggled with in the past is creating that competitive atmosphere. I think it's gotten a little lackadaisical sometimes just for fun, and it should be. I think it should be a ton of fun, but I think something to keep people engaged would be put bounties on maybe like the number 1 ranked hitter that we have in our program statistically or something, or the pitcher if I know we don't keep pitching stats, but if we know in our head, like, hey, this dude shoved all summer, let's put a bounty on them. Like, if a dude can get an extra base hit when he hasn't given up hardly any, something like that can create competitiveness, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that. And just playing off of what you just said, we are planning on having a, Coastal Stars. We're going to hand out awards this weekend, which are kind of voted on by the players. But we're also going to have a Coastal Stars, basically like an award show in a couple of weeks after the 17U National Championship, where the coaches basically get to vote on the top statistical players. So basically what I did was, we've been keeping all these hitting stats, and there's different categories of awards. So you got, most profitable player per class, you got the Coastal Slugger Award per class, you got the Coastal Dog Award per class, so different things like that. And then like the batting champion per class. So the batting champion's easy because it's like whoever has the highest average. But then you got these other awards where people are pretty close to each other, and then we're going to take the weight of their stat plus times their votes that they get, and that'll be the winner for each of the you know or each of the people that are nominated for that award statistically. So I was thinking personally about maybe giving out like a small gift card or something for those guys who win those awards. But as far as going back to this weekend, well, that might be an interesting gift to give out as well. Like if somebody, because they have this saying like "let's eat." Somebody gets like just goes crazy one game, like 3 for 3, 4 for 4. Like let's give them a gift card to a place that they like to go, because they obviously need to eat. You need to stay fueled up. So that could
Yeah,
be.
no,
That could
we
be
got
something.
we got plenty of guys in the program, and I won't name any names, but they got to get bigger. Some guys, we talked about that last week, I think. With
sure
the college
did.
recruiting questions, is the physicality aspect. When our guys weigh 150 pounds, when they graduate high school, they got no chance, right? And Coach Cat, that playing college, he knows who they're competing against. But yeah, we do have some cool things planned for this weekend. We are going to be giving out those class MVP awards. We've got a few other things that we're going to be handing out. And like Coach Josh just said, we have to wait a little bit for our 17U guys to finish up that last tournament for Coach Ked's team. So still some stuff up in the air there, but we do have some plans for some prizes and some awards. So you guys will have to wait until Sunday to see what happens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now let's get into some of you guys' questions here. So we got from the Coastal Stars, how are the boys' baseball teams looking for next year?
We'll have to skip that one. That one was for Hewitt and Diaz. Their school teams.
Oh, their school teams. Got you. I was like, got it. I was kind of confused there because I thought they meant like our teams for like the fall or something. Which
No.
We can talk about that. Like we got a tryout
Good.
coming up on August 3rd, right, or August 2nd.
Yeah, no, we've got one coming up this coming Monday. So,
Okay.
yeah, we've got one coming up Monday night, so the day after the All-Star game. We're gonna go ahead and do one that night, Monday night. For a lot of people have the summers off, and so we're gonna have one Monday night. I'll talk to the players more about that. All the info can be found on our social media and stuff. And then the one you're talking about, we're also gonna have one Saturday, August 3rd.
Right.
So a couple fall tryouts for new players who are looking for teams. So definitely mark those down.
Yep, and we still got a couple spots left, so you're gonna want to, come and try out and get registered as soon as possible. Become a part of this, great organization, and you get to do cool stuff like All-Star Weekend and jump on podcasts as well. So nice. So second question here, we got: who do you want them to be, Mr. Britton? So that was in regards to. Britton asking
the coaches.
about the coaches. Yeah. Question for Ked: who is your role model / inspiration, and why is it Coach Trent? That's funny.
Was that a question from Coach Trent, or why is it Coach Trent?
No, it's from TJ3 history, not from Trent.
I don't even know if I don't know. I honestly don't like. When I was younger, it was probably my brother because he played college baseball and I grew up watching them. But I mean, I don't really have anybody that I look up to. I've gone my own path. I've done a lot of things that other players haven't done. I don't really watch sports. I watch baseball occasionally, but I can't just like sit around. If I'm doing baseball, I'm playing it or training for it, whatever. So I've kind of just been carving my own path. I don't really have anybody I look up to that I try to be like.
He is his own role model. I love it. If you don't have one, become one. Oh, somebody should write that down.
For that.
But yeah.
Senior quote.
Yeah, senior quote. There you go. Just gave it out to some guys. All right, another question from DJ3 History. What does Vegas have the odds of Grady Perkins putting another one out this year? It's definitely positive. I will say that it's definitely in the the plus range. But I don't know. Grady didn't
Let's
hit the summer.
let's talk about the backstory. Let's talk about the backstory on that.
Yeah.
So Grady Perkins, love him to death. Love him to death. PO, right? Pretty much a PO, and another one of those guys who has no business in a home run derby. But the great thing about ballots and about voting is what the people want is what the people get. And once again, Grady Perkins, I don't know if he's bribing people. I don't know how he's getting all the votes, but he got the votes. And he never hit a home run in his whole life, right?
Yeah, that was the first one last year.
Yeah, and then last year in the home run derby, he has 9 outs down to his final out, and he hits a ball to left field at Kennesaw State, and it gets out. Kid goes crazy. He's jumping up and down. You know, he didn't even come close to winning the home run derby, but he got one out, right? And everybody, all his teammates are going crazy. We had to remind him. We had to tell him, hey, you got one more out. Like, come back, you get to hit again. And then I'm sure he like fouled it off or something. Shout out to Grady.
That was such a magical moment too. Just because of the circumstances. Everybody always dreams of different scenarios. Down bottom of the 9th or 7th in high school, 3-2 count, bases like different scenarios, and you're like, when am I going to hit my first home run? Oh, home run derby, 9 outs. It's looking very, very grim at this point, and I just connect with the ball in the right way, and it goes out. It was a great moment. It was very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Definitely one of the All-Star Weekend highlights from last year.
Yes, for sure. Probably of all time, to be honest with you. It's going to be on that list for a while, probably. All right, we got one more question from Mr. Jonathan Coleman. Can we get mic'd up for the game? What game is he talking about? Well, see,
I'm guessing he's meaning All-Star.
Yeah, here's the issue. Yeah, that is an issue. Here's the issue. My all my gear is being used to stream the game, so
he wants to use my mini mics.
Like, I'll probably have an extra set. So here's what my thought was. I'm glad he actually asked this question. Look at this. We just got a question that just came in from Quentin Peterson. Same question. Can we get mic'd up in the game? Here's my thinking for the All-Star game in particular. Well, actually, this might apply more for the home run derby. Is I have 2 kind of vlog style cameras, and I was thinking about giving them to different people. So as we're broadcasting the game live, we'll have of course that coverage, but then when we go and make little highlight videos, we can put like different perspectives of people on the sidelines and get their reaction to stuff, and just give them like the small camera to kind of vlog, what's going on. Because I think that would be cool, either as its own separate video or to kind of interlace with our broadcast footage when we do put out, other highlight clips as well.
Yeah. I think to answer Tex your question and Q your question is we're going to see what we can do. Obviously, with us streaming the game, Coach Josh is going to have a ton of stuff going on. He's also going to be commentating the game as well, right, Josh? So he's going to be announcing it.
Yes.
And we're going to have people using the cameras so people who aren't there at Mercer this weekend can also be watching the game. And as you guys know, Coach Josh does some awesome stuff with the graphics. I mean, if you look down below right now, he's got the ticker going across with the all-star rosters and the stats and all kind of cool stuff. So he's going to have, some graphics that pop up. He's probably going to have a scoreboard, all kind of cool stuff that he's really good at. So he's going to be really busy. But last year we did have player interviews and stuff like that. So we're going to have a lot of stuff going on. We'll see what we can do. Obviously, this weekend is about all the players having fun. So what you guys want to do, we'll try to make happen. Can't make any promises though. But we've already got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different things we're working out. But good questions.
Well, we're definitely going to do a lot of those interviews like throughout the day. I'm not sure if we'll be able to, really mic people up and, get content out in the in a fast-paced manner that we would like to. to kind of showcase what's going on in All-Star Weekend in real time. But maybe what we could do is, mic somebody up for like an inning or something. It just can't be very drawn out. And then, of course, you have to have like the content's got to be good, or else we can't put it out too. So, and that's the reason why we haven't mic'd people up in a while, because just in talking with Coach Trent, because we essentially make content for a living. Like there's a lot of different factors that have to align for mic'd up segments to be good, and it just takes a lot of time for it to develop. Like you have to have a player wear it for an extended period of time, and you only get a little bit of content to work with, which is standard in most video production. Like most of the documentaries you see, that's probably like 5% of the total amount of what they actually shot, right? And that's just the nature of how content works. And so we'll try to see what compromises we can make. But we're definitely going to do some interviews, maybe some like little games. I know that worked out really well a couple years ago, that are really easy to shoot, really easy to edit, and really easy to put out, so that we can showcase kind of what's going on in real time without being live like 24/7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff planned though. Regardless of what happens, I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun, and all the players are going to have a great time, and that's what it's all about. So, yeah. Ooh, good question here from Bags.
Yeah, he asks, funniest moment of the season at Coach Ked.
Probably a lot of funny moments. Probably.
Yeah, that team. Well,
I don't know if there really haven't been extremely funny moments playing wise, and I mean maybe I don't even know if like Torrin slipping and falling in left field on a routine fly ball would be considered funny. A lot of the stuff that my team says, they're absolute characters, and so the things they say, their actions before the game, their conversations are hysterical to say the least, and that's where I'll leave it.
I love it. All right, looks like we got one more for us before we get on out of here. Can we have a player versus Ked event? Now, this has been a rumor that's been stirring. This has been in the talks behind the scenes and talks in front of the scenes. It's been talks in every scene. Do we actually have an answer to this, Coach Ked, today? Or are we gonna?
I might be able to address that.
Okay, here we go.
That's just one of those things, Tex. Be hard for us to do, right? He can't be the coach of your team and on your team, right? So yeah, we'll see what happens. That's one of those things where definitely can't make any promises for that. But Coach Ked,
we'll say this. I'll clear it up on. Yeah, I'll clear it up on my end. I had my first bullpen back at 80%, and my first 100% bullpen is supposed to be Monday. Whether it's moved up a day or what will be TBA, and whether we can figure something out. So we shall see.
That leaves a lot to be desired, but we'll take it. I forgot Tyler texted me a question that I need to answer. Let me see. All right, so it says, what do you look for in players when recruiting? Favorite field to play on, Stuckey Field. What is the first thing college coaches ask you? Okay, so there's two questions. So the first one is, what do you look for in a player when like recruiting? I mean, I guess we're not college coaches, but we do essentially recruit because we host tryouts and we evaluate players. So what do we look for in like a Coastal Star?
That's a good question. I'll go first. So yeah, it's kind of it depends on who you're asking that question to, right? We've talked about it on the last podcast, what college coaches are looking for. And I read that text message from that college coach, and I can pull that back up again. But it was funny how it worked out. We were on the podcast, and I had a college coach text me from a junior college from another state and was like, "Hey, coach, I just got this job at a new school, still looking for guys." And I asked him, "What are you looking for?" And a few of the things he said were guys who play hard, who are physical, who are strong, and they just know how to play the game. And those were some of the things that coach said, and those things ring true for college coaches across all levels, right? The college coach's job is to win games. And so they're going to put the 9 best players that they have and that they can get on the field. And, I say this again and again, the average Division I player weighs 190 pounds. And so that's just the matter of fact, what you're competing against and what those coaches are looking for. But that's a little bit different of an answer if you were to ask us that question. What is a coastal star? What do we look for? And Josh, for us, we look for guys who want to learn and who are coachable and who have some raw talent. Once these kids get to 14, 15U, when we start, looking for kids at those age groups, you obviously have to have the fundamentals and you have to have the basics, if you will. You got to be able to throw and catch, you got to be able to run, and you have to have some understanding of the game. A lot of the stuff we can refine. We can teach kids how to hit and run, and we can teach kids how to steal strikes or how to vault and steal third base. But you have to have those basics, and the biggest one for me is coachability. We run our program in a way that we try to get as many players as we can, as many opportunities as we can. And we're not the guys who have the same 9 players on the field every single game. And you guys know how we try to make our lineups and how we try to get the guys opportunities. And so everybody's going to have a time where they're going to be on the bench or where they might not be starting on defense that game. And how kids react to that says a ton about their character and about how coachable they are. And that's one of the awards we're probably going to be giving out this weekend is the best teammate. And I'm looking for guys who want to wear, our logo that are going to be good teammates. And those are the types of guys that I want to send that college coaches, their name to, guys who are coachable and good teammates. So those are some of the things, if they're not the best kid, if they're a little bit unrefined, that's all right. We can work on that. But the character stuff, being a good teammate, those are really the type of players that I love to work with and that I love to help try to get to the next level.
Yeah.
So
no, that was great. Quality answer there. Yeah. Big thing for me is the IQ. Like, do they have some sense of, what to do with the baseball before, the play happens, right? Do they have what are they thinking in the box, right? And like you said, they don't have to be the best player in the world, but are they thinking in a way to where, I had a kid who came up to me who he was at the very bottom of my order at the beginning of this year, but he was always, asking hey, what do I need to do here? What do I need to do there? And you can start to, instill in them let's change your approach, because oftentimes in baseball, it's not about your physical ability. A lot of guys have the same physical ability. It's about your approach to the game, where are you at mentally, and so your ability to learn and to grow in baseball IQ, I think, is one of the biggest things that I look for and that's why I try to, at the tryouts, I try to talk to a lot of these players and kind of get to know them, get to know where their head is at, so you can get a sense of is this guy really, is he just a guy who's, athletic, who can kind of make contact, or is this a guy who, is, pretty solid at a lot of things, maybe not the best, but he is about baseball. He's going to be a student of the game. And so that's what I look for, especially.
Mm-hmm. Ked, what are you going to add to that?
Yeah, no, on top of the raw talent and coachability, honestly, I look for a dude who is just a good guy, some dude that I can be around, that you can grow with, wanting to learn. And even when it comes to college, those dudes, there are sometimes where we're playing a high level ranked team in the country, and guys will get to travel solely because they bring energy and they're a good teammate. Because you need that in the dugout. And if it's not electric, you've lost all momentum and it's over. So having that ability to bring something to the table, even when you're not in the game, our coaches talk to us about it all the time. That's valuable, and that's something I also look for on top of everything y'all also mentioned.
Yeah, that's a great answer. We've got a few guys in our program just like that. Me and Trent, we had a kid who was too young. He was on our youngest team this year, and he wasn't going to play in the tournaments for our older teams. But he was so much fun to be around, and he was just the energy guy who brought the energy. We were like, hey, we want you to come just to be in the dugout because
That's awesome.
it's the type of guy that we want around, and he's going to play with us some more. So kids like that, that's a good answer to have for sure there, kid.
No, for sure. So we got 2 questions to wrap this thing up. Tyler has a banger of a question to end it for all 3 of us. But Quentin has an interesting question here. He said, for the home run derby, what will happen if no one hits a home run? And to answer that, it's never happened before.
Yeah, Q, it's your job to make sure that doesn't happen. All right.
Yeah, you're in the derby, bro. That shouldn't even be a question. But yeah, it was looking the first year we did it. That was like the biggest concern, and it wasn't looking good out the gate. It was like the first 5 guys, nobody hit a home run, and then we like snuck one out, and yeah, it was like it ended up being a good event, fun event, but. Yeah, it's we haven't had a year where there's only been, or definitely 0 home runs, but only been a couple home runs. We've always had, multiple people hit home runs as well. So, and this year, it would just absolutely be a 1 in a million chance that the guys that we have in the lineup, nobody sneaks at least a couple out. So, that's to answer your question. Now to wrap this thing up, hey Jack, nice to see you in the chat there, buddy. To wrap this thing up, Tyler asks, what is the first thing that college coaches ask you when they are talking to you about a player? Now that is a great question. And I'll reference what I alluded or what I talked about last week when I had a college coach come up to me at Scout Day, and most of the time you get like, hey, this kid, so-and-so name, can this kid play? And it's like, and as, college coach or as former college players and now coaches, we kind of understand what that means. And what that means is like, hey, does he get after it, right? Is he going to be a problem, on my team, right, as well? So it's not just like, is he physically good enough to come play at my school? But it's also, hey, is he going to be a problem for me? Or is this a guy that I can just bring into my program and he could potentially, if he's good enough, start day 1 because he's a good kid, got good character, but he also has, he's a student of the game, good heart, and he can and he has the physical ability to play at the next level. And so that's generally kind of the icebreaker that, a lot of college coaches have, at least in my experience. But I'll let these guys talk about, their experiences with some of those coaches.
Yeah. I haven't talked to a ton of coaches, but I have gotten the ability to know coaches and gone through the process myself. Like one of my good friends who's a coach, I think a lot of upper like Division I schools, sadly, they've moved in the trend of what are his metrics and then what's your grades and degree. But I think when it comes to a generic like what do the coaches want, it's going to be a handful of questions of what's his GPA, what's his degree, how are his parents, something like that, because they need to get to know you first before they even try to get you. Because if you're going to be toxic in the dugout or bring a dude down or not going to bring work ethic, or you might have a friend or a family member or something that's going to cause havoc of why is this person not playing? Like they're not going to put up with it. They're just not. They want dudes who are coming in ready to work, who they don't have to worry about their grades and having to try to find them, because at the end of the day, you can save them money by having better grades. And so if you don't have absolute raw talent and you have a 2.5, it's probably not going to go well for you. Whereas if you have a 3.8 or a 4.0, they're going to be able to work with you a little bit more. So I think one of the things they're going to ask is, what is this guy's grades?
Yeah, that
Yep.
is a big one. Is like, hey, can you play? But also like, can he get into my school as well?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
especially at a D3, which is I was talking to one of the D3 coaches, they don't have athletic scholarships, and so academics is a big part of getting into the school, right? You like if it was in school, so like, does he qualify for Hope or Zell? And if you qualify for that, there's probably other things that they can, assist you in getting academically to help you alleviate or to help alleviate the cost of you actually attending the school. So, yeah, that's a big one. Justin?
Yeah, without a doubt, the first question any college coach asks is, "What's your GPA?" Because what happens is, this is what happens at our scout day every year. The college coach, he sees a kid, he's like, "Wow, that kid's a good player. He's athletic, he's physical, he looks good. I could see him, being a college player. What's his GPA?" And basically, anything below a 3.0, you can forget about it, because you're not going to get Hope, which means it's going to be expensive for you as a student athlete to go to college, because the Hope Scholarship's not helping. And not only that, is if you can't make good grades in high school, you're not going to make the good enough grades for a college coach to stay eligible to play. And that's why they're called student athletes, is because you're a student first and an athlete second. You can be terrible on the baseball field and great in the school, and you can continue to play. But if you can't make the grades and you're great on the baseball field, guess what? You don't get to play, because you got to make the grades first. So that's the first question any college coach is going to ask. And then after that, a lot of the stuff Coach Cad and Josh that you guys both just said are going to be the questions they ask. Is it a good fit? What's his family like? And is he going to be any problems? Or, what does he contribute to the team? What kind of energy does he bring? Some of the stuff we've already talked about. So, yeah, good question, Tyler.
I love it. All right, guys. It's been a fun-filled evening. Had some technical difficulties, had some great interviews, but we have reached the conclusion of this thing. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to have a podcast where we kind of wrap up All-Star Weekend at some point next week. We'll get with Coach Ked and Coach Justin and get that scheduled out. And so look forward to that. But our next live event will actually be on Saturday when we go live for the 2024 Coastal Stars Home Run Derby. And then on Sunday, we'll be back again, 7 p.m. for the All-Star Game. So y'all have any closing remarks before we peace out? All right. Well, we'll
Enjoyed
leave
it
there. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you this weekend for All-Star Weekend. Stars on top.